Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And when I tell y'all I just woke up, I don't know how I fell asleep. Um, it's 9:40, and I think the last time I just finished watching The Real Housewives of New York, and the last time I looked at my phone, I think it was like six something. Yeah, because I was telling myself I wanted to go to this barbecue place because they closed at 8. No, it was 7 o'clock. It was 7 o'clock because I was like, ooh, you need to just get up and go because they're about to close. And then I started thinking they're about to close, and they probably, I don't like the leftover stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the leftover stuff. And I started thinking you're probably going to get you know, the end of the day food. And I was like, ugh. So it was around seven something. That was the last time I looked at my phone. And I just opened up my eyes like 5 minutes ago. So I went in the restroom and brushed my teeth and washed my face so I can come down here and talk. So listen, all right, let's just go ahead and talk about the Kandi, the Courtney and Ralph and Drew situation. So I was reading some of you guys' comments, and I don't have an issue coming down here and saying when I am wrong. I'm gonna play the clip of Drew and Courtney talking. Some of you said that the clip, when I watched the scene, that I was basically confused on the clip, and that Drew saying what she said to Courtney, it didn't have anything to do with Ralph and Courtney potentially having a past situationship, and that it had to do with the previous night or whenever the night was when Courtney and what's her face got into it. Courtney and Kandi got into it, and I was like, no, because one of the things that I don't want to do, or I try to do, is to come down here and put 1,000 on 10, and girl, just to be quite girl clear, be on some Tasha K mess and come down here lying just for clicks and views. Girl, that is not my judge. That'll never be my judge. Girl, I don't have no $4 million. I ain't got 400,000. Girl, I ain't even got 40. So I ain't got no money. Okay. Um, so that's never my judge. So I was sitting here thinking, like, okay, I could see what they're probably saying. Okay, that actually does make sense. So let me just play the clip that I was playing, the audio. I'm going to play the audio, not the actual clip. Let me play the audio, and then we're going to get into this Kandi stuff with Courtney down to speak on it. This is an audio that I played previously with Courtney and Drew having a conversation. I know Ralph told me about y'all having a little situation, but I'm like, yeah, it was a little situation, but I'm over it. Like, I haven't thought about it since. Nothing is going on, I promise you. What? Okay. Okay, so when I heard that clip, when I went back and watched that scene with them, when Bryce, Courtney, whatever, when it came to Drew's house, Ralph's house, it sounded like to me, I was like, oh girl, I missed something. Someone called it out. I was like, oh, I missed something. I was like, girl, were they talking about girl, Ralph and Courtney potentially like messing around back in the day, and now it's not that big of a deal? That I was like, this actually makes sense. It made sense to me. But I also have to say that some of your comments actually made sense too. And I was like, well, maybe I was a little excited, and maybe that part of the conversation they were talking about Courtney and Kandi getting into it at Ross's birthday party. So maybe she wasn't talking about what I thought could have been, a previous situationship. So I just wanted to come down here and clean that up and say that, girl, okay, maybe there's a possibility that I was wrong on that part, and that Courtney and Drew were definitely talking about um Courtney and Kandi getting into it, and it didn't have anything to do with what I thought was a situationship. Now, with all that being said, I still think it's something in the water that's not clean when it comes to Ralph and Courtney's relationship. Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. The people are saying that Courtney was down to Kandi speak on it, and she said that her and Ralph are really not cousins. They basically play cousins. This is what I be talking about. Girl, y'all come onto the scene lying from the get-go. They said that Courtney said that her and Ralph are not cousins. I think that they have a mutual friend or something like that, and they just started calling each other cousins. They're basically not blood cousins. I said, girl, is that true? I'm asking y'all, is that true? Because that's the word on the street. That's the word on the Kandi speak on the street. But girl, when y'all got onto the show, y'all act like y'all had just found out, girl. Y'all was bloodline, girl. This is my bloodline. Shout out to Beyonce and Blue. Girl, get loose, get loose, get loose. Okay. But girl, y'all act like y'all had just found out y'all were cousins at Ross's birthday party. Now y'all ain't even cousins. Girl, y'all play cousins who hush from time to time. Girl, as far as I'm concerned, girl, let me tell you something. You know how we say we cousins? Girl, but see, I gotta understand it, and I hope y'all gotta understand it too, especially for the ones who find. Girl, remember I told y'all when I was in DC, I ran into this black guy, girl, fine as hell. Shout out to you wherever you at, girl, wherever you at, baby. Okay, girl, a black guy walked up to me and asked me was I Rodney the Voice, blah blah blah. So we gave each other a hug. When I tell you that was fine, let me tell you something. We say we cousins over here, but we really ain't cousins. We play cousins who hunch from time to time. Girl, we really play cousins. Okay, so all the niggas out there who think we cousins, we really ain't cousins. We play cousins. We play cousins and we get booty. That's what we used to say back in the day. We get booty from time to time, okay? Girl, we hunch from time to time. We hunch with our clothes on from time to time. I prefer for the clothes to be off, okay? So yeah, but past the whole me taking it out, me taking what Courtney and Drew said the wrong way, a possibility of me taking what they said the wrong way. I still believe that girl is something going on with Drew and Ralph. Ralph and Courtney. That situation seems very, very iffy. Like, girl, y'all lying, talking about y'all cousins, going to find out y'all really not cousins. Y'all trying to pretend that y'all just found out y'all were cousins at a party. You rubbing all on his arm. Girl, you going back and telling her stuff to say just in case she gets into it with your wife and her and your sister. Come on, y'all. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. So, like I said, I don't really watch Speak on It. Y'all already know. I really don't watch Speak on It. So when the streets were hot last night, I was like, girl, what is going on? It said, this is according to the Neighborhood Talk. Kandi Burris accused of deleting harsh scene from YouTube interview and re-uploading it. Courtney Rose allegedly made inappropriate comments about Drew Sidora sister's mental health. So let's play the clip. I'm going to play the audio of what Kandi deleted. All right, y'all listening?
Honestly, I was trying to just stay away from her sister because of this whole story about her mental illness. And, as you see, like, she's like,
this thing I was trying to stay away from her sister because of this whole mental illness. I said, oh my God.
Drinking tequila a lot and these things. And I'm like, I just don't want to have nothing to do with that.
You said that I feel like that she have a real, true mental illness. And I said to Drew, Drew, I have to be honest, I thought you had been lying about your sister having a mental illness because she seems so like normal and, like a woman who doesn't really have those type of problems, whatever.
Especially the way she
I told y'all that before I even found this clip on the Neighborhood Talk, that Kandi had said, I think it was an after show, that she felt like her sister really didn't have a mental illness and that she felt like they were acting. Let me just say something to Kandi and everybody else out there. Kandi girl, you too old at your big ass age. Y'all are too old at y'all big ass ages if y'all think like Kandi. We cannot be walking around here in 2023 thinking that mental health has a look. Girl, I would give all of us a pass if it was 10 years ago, girl, maybe even 5 years ago. And we were not really talking about mental health, especially amongst Black people, right? That's something we never really talked about. And then one day I forgot how the conversation started, but now there's been more focus or more conversations than compared to the past about mental health, what mental health is. We can all go through it. Some people, it depends on, some people go through it worse than others. But girl, mental health does not have a look. So for her to think that, girl, it's almost like saying, well, girl, her wig was together. Girl, her hair was curled. Girl, she looked clean. So girl, I'm thinking the health is lying. She ain't going through nothing. Girl, what's she supposed to look like? The lady that's living in a box under the freeway? Hello?
Her sister's illness to us, right?
Right.
It was pretty extreme.
Right. It was very extreme.
And it was extreme, but she went and got help for it. It's kind of like, girl, if you go to the hospital for, girl, for whatever situation you have, girl, the goal is to make sure that when you leave, you look better, you feel better than when you walked into the hospital. Girl, that's all that happened. She went to get help. So when she left, she looked and felt a whole lot better than when she walked out. Now, could you still be hurt? Yes. Could you still be going through it? Yes. But we've given you what you need in order to make sure that you're okay.
I didn't think that, it was true. That I was like, okay, is she just saying these things to get some type of sympathy or something?
Right.
But
or
then,
storyline.
Yeah. Well,
for Drew.
I didn't say that. You said that, but kind of, I was thinking
that.
So when we went to the mental health retreat and her sister shared her story, and it was extremely emotional. Well, I guess there is, something that we can't see, people are going through things and you may not know what's going on. So I was like, okay, well, there's some truth to the situation.
Yeah. Ralph and I have talked about it, and I'm not going to necessarily share what his belief is. To me, it just felt a little like exploitation. If your sister has this mental illness, she's feeding her tequila constantly in these settings. I just
let me say this. This is exactly why I said if Allison is mentally strong enough to return next season, if it's a next season, I don't know what's going on with next season, then I would love to see Allison back. But I also was aware enough to know that they say this reality TV stuff is, girl, it's not for the weak, right? The whole exploitation, there are some cases where I feel like some of the people have been exploited, okay? Some people could say that Drew exploited Allison. Some people could say that Kenya has done the same thing with her family. You put your family on blast for a storyline for a TV show. Some people could say the same thing about Kandi and her family. We can go down the line and give example after example of what could be, what has been, what may have been a storyline or someone trying to exploit their family.
I think that's like, why would you do that for someone? I have mental illness in my family, and the last thing I'm going to do is have a loved one on a platform like.
And I want to say this too. I don't think it's fair to not think that Allison who, from what Drew has said, has worked in the entertainment industry for a very long time, may not know what she's stepping into. If Allison felt like she was strong enough and this is something that she wanted to shine a light on, because the truth of the matter is, girl, even though I think we've gotten a whole lot better with the conversation as it pertains to mental health, girl, you still have people out there who think that mental health has a look to it. You see what I'm saying? So if Allison needed to come and make sure her face was beat and her wig was strapped on tight, right, to show the girls, girl, look at me, girl, my makeup is done, my hair is girl, twirl, wig in place, and I still went through it. So I just want to put that out there too, that girl, we just can't always get on her thinking that everybody is just out. Some people are, don't get it twisted, that's not what I'm saying, but we can't think that about everybody. Allison, at the end of the day, is a grown-ass woman. And if she chose to come onto the show, she chose to come onto the show.
Drinking and putting them in situations to fight and argue with people. I just don't think that's conducive to someone who has a mental illness. So I that's just how I believe. I don't think it's a healthy environment. Right. And alcohol and mental illness just does not go together when someone's on medication and all, like, it just doesn't work.
I have to say, I like her sister. She's always really sweet to me. I mean,
child, she want to fight me every time. Let me just let my sister fight her or something, because I can't fight the mental ill woman.
No.
It's not gonna be a good
No.
Listen, I think it's a little, tacky. However, some people may not believe me. Stuff like this, like I said, I still want Courtney back on the show. Girl, I just look at, girl, believe it or not, I'm not as sensitive as some people may think. Some people want Courtney's head on a platter. I'm not one of those people. I'm not. The truth, if we want to talk about the truth is these girls, these men, they get into it and then they start saying whatever comes to their head. Now, maybe you shouldn't say whatever comes to your head, okay? Okay? But we know that's just how it goes. They get into it, and then, girl, they say, girl, they down to the internet doing interviews, girl, talking about and girl, everybody got their piece out, blowing off each other's heads. So, anyways, I just wanted to come back and just, give an update on this whole Kandi mess, and also talk up and give y'all a maybe I was wrong, okay, about the whole Drew and Courtney conversation. I still wouldn't say that, girl, even if that was the purpose of the part of the conversation where they were talking about Kandi and Courtney, I still wouldn't put nothing past Courtney and Ralph. I just would not. They give me, girl, we hunching cousins too. Okay? Now, girl, Courtney and Drew could have been talking about Kandi and Courtney in that audio that I played. But girl, I still don't put nothing past Ralph and Courtney. I definitely don't. Okay? So I want y'all to make sure what I'm saying. I could have been wrong about how I perceived the audio. But girl, what I'm telling y'all is that I still don't put nothing past Courtney and Ralph. They give me kissing cousins. They give me cousins who hunch from time to time with their clothes off in the past. That's what they give me. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.